Soul family, good morning. This is Sally. This is the Roaring Resonance podcast, and I am your cosmic companion on this journey. My cosmic name is Akandara, and I welcome you home. Good morning. So on today's episode, it is another tarot card of the day, and the card that came and presented itself to us is the Eight of Pentacles. And we had the full moon, or the moon was at its peak yesterday, a full moon in Scorpio, which called for us to have a moment where we can dive deep into our shadows, dive deeper into ourselves, into our emotions, and really get to the root of it. And with that, we're kind of following this momentum right now with a lot of energy are happening. And with this Eight of Pentacles, the deck that I am using is the Light Seer's Tarot. And with this particular deck, the Eight of Pentacles shows someone who is surrounded by their craft. There's potion, there's moon phases and candles and books, and they're just very studious, they're very focused, they're very within their own world, and there's a lot that's happening within their world. They're creating so much magic. They're preparing, they're studying, they're doing all the things that they can do. They're mastering their craft. And when I sat with the Eight of Pentacles, and when I'm feeling into right now the energy of the Eight of Pentacles, what I'm seeing is the traditional Rider-Waite deck of the depiction of the Eight of Pentacles, which shows someone sitting on a bench hammering away with a hammer and a chisel at these coins, and they're making these perfect pentacles coins, and there's many of them, and in the background there's a town. So as I'm looking at this person, what I'm hearing is a constant hammer against the chisel against the plate, and they're just doing it so carefully, so meticulously. There's focus, and what really stood out to me is what is standing out to me, is the expression on the person's face, and the expression is one of contentment. So this person is sitting, doing his work, and doing it with such peace, away from the busyness of the city or the town. And I feel that you're following the suit of the two cards in our previous day. What I'm feeling and hearing is that there's something that we've been wanting to do. So there's something that you've been wanting to do, whether or not it's whether it be like a project that you've been sitting on, you really want to do, your soul is calling for you to do it. It is something that would bring you so much peace and so much joy. And it feels like a creative project, something that wants to come to life, starting a business, writing a book. Something it's like at the tip of my tongue wants to come out. And it's something that I feel like you've been thinking about for many, many days now. So I'm getting the sense like a cycle, right? So what's drawing me into the Eight of Pentacles right now is this moon phase here. So it's something that you've been thinking for months. Or between moon cycles. So it could be a couple months. It could have been like something that just came up recently. And what I'm hearing and feeling into is like this sense where we are asked to trust our body wisdom a little bit more. So in the last, so following the two cards from yesterday and the day before, right, is how, there's a lot of energy happening right now. So a lot of energies, there's a lot of energy that's within you that wants to burst, but there's also a lot of energy outside of us. There's a lot of noise outside of us right now, a noise where people are calling for our attention, people wanting us to do certain things or however, and there's this energy that's inside of us that wants to burst, and you want to turn your attention towards the energy that's inside of you. However, it's getting like, there's this tension between the external energy and the internal energy. And with this, it's asking, yesterday was about how we deepen it into our body, right, and create in boundaries so that we and create more space, more peace within ourselves. So with that in mind too, and with today's card with being the Eight of Pentacles, how can we invite more opportunities, right, to focus on our own craft? And I think following, the importance of creating boundaries is creating boundaries as a way to not to take back some pieces of yourself so that you can focus on what is it that brings you the utmost joy. And I think this is where trusting your body's wisdom will come in handy, where when I tune into my body and I think of, and I go into that creative flow, when I am in the zone, when I'm doing something that I really love, my body opens up. So my entire chest area, my heart chakra opens up, my shoulder pulls back, and I feel there's like this ease that comes with it. Like I'm sitting here and I'm meditating and I'm co-creating with the divine, and I'm in this flow right now, and I feel this deep connection where the divine is just speaking through me. And that's where I think would be so helpful for some of you, were just diving into the depths of what is it that you're truly desiring, and feeling into how it lands within your body when you do what you desire. And it's interestingly enough too, I think there's a component here, and I'm sensing this duality within the Eight of Pentacles. There's the contentment that I'm seeing and feeling with mastering and working on our craft, but there's also underneath that, there's like a layer of impatience, frustration, and wanting to give me a moment right here. It's like wanting to see it come to fruition. It's almost like, oh yeah, I've been working on this for so many years now. I've been doing this. I've been doing all the healing. I've been doing this and that. And what's happening? Where's the result? And I think, that energy of like wanting to see a result and wanting to, is a very, wanted to say, is understandable. I mean, we want to be able to see with all our might, know that whatever we're going to put our energy into, that it's going to become successful. I think it's a good chance right now, an opportunity here where whenever I know I get impatient about not being stuck, having a mental block, or really just wanting to see things happen, I noticed that it's actually an opportunity for me to take a moment of rest. That maybe my body needs a moment for integration. This is where integration and embody and the wisdom comes in too, is that when I feel like there's this mental block, I take a moment to just rest. Like that's a day, that means that this day I need to take a moment to just really kind of work through my own barriers, understand why I'm having this mental blockage, or or just see that, okay, there's a mental blockage for a reason. Let me just take a break today. And what motivates me, right? What continues to give me inspiration is that 9:49 on my clock right now. The inspiration that I get is, or sorry, what is inspiring me? What inspires me to continue is when I think it's important to think back, like, why did I start? So going back to my intentions on why did I start this to begin with, and understanding that, and part of my intentions for it is to co-create a space, is to be able to share the knowledge and the wisdom that are coming through as I'm remembering myself through this modality. And it gives me a good chance. Okay, so when I hold on to those feelings of like, okay, what brings me joy? I keep going back to the question, like, what brings me joy? And I look at things, when I do it that way, I look at things in a calmer mentality, and I'm able to see things more clearly on what is it that I need to do. And I think when we don't, and that's part of the learning too, right? Is that there are times when there are challenges that will come up along the way, and how do we navigate those challenges? And it's where and I find that when challenges do come up, I have made it a habit, if you will, to dive into my practice. And my practice will guide me into diving deeper into me. And as I dive deeper into me, I understand why I am reacting the way that I am. And I work through that. And I create a space for myself where I invite in more love and more light and more grace for what I'm going through. And I think when we go through these cycles, right, then we start to build those muscles on how to navigate difficulties. Difficulties won't even be seen as difficulties anymore. So at this moment, I think really trust your craft. I feel like the people that I am speaking to right now are individuals who are on their own journey right now, and we all share this desire and of remembering who we truly are, this deepening into our practice. And I think there's a call to trust your abilities and skills. I think imposter syndrome's coming up a lot too, is like doubting our abilities to really have this to fruition. Well, you're here. You're here. I think, and you've been seeing the signs too. You've been seeing the numbers, and it's like every day is like a gift of magical moments and validation. And every day you made a choice you've committed to your practice. You've chosen yourself. Like, you're choosing yourself every day, and that is such a powerful thing to do. You're remembering who you truly are, and you becoming the master of your reality. And as each day, as you make these choices to choose yourself and your destiny, you become more emboldened to stand true to who you really are. And you learn to trust your abilities more. You learn to surrender. You learn to soften. And you've been doing it, and I think moments to continue to build upon that foundation. And this is talk about another set of magical moments here. But when I look at today is 42424. When you add it all up, I believe is, I can't do math right now. And all this repeats of 4s and 2s. I think it adds up to 7. Yeah. 6 and 6. Oh no, I can't do math right now, unfortunately. So it looks like it's 12 and 4, 16, so 7. Yes. Sorry, you guys. Oh man. I think we're almost out of Mercury retrograde. All right, back zoning back in right now. So come tuning back in. Number of 7. 7's it's a mysterious spirituality. It's like a very elusive type of energy. It's you know the answer, you know the wisdom, but you can't fully grasp it. I'm sorry, guys. I can't help but chuckle at the moment right now. It's interesting because I know that's what it adds up to, but when I personally look at 42424, I see twos being dualities, and 4 is about foundation. There's something solid about it. And so there's both like the magic of the is the magic of dualities, the magic of being able to intuition, the unseen world, and there's something very practical about. So there's a bridging of two things, of two elements, right? Of our intuition and something within the very like solidifying, something foundational. And when we look at all the things that are presently happening, if you notice too, I think if you just take a moment to observe how you were a moon cycle ago, you'll notice that choices that you make are, time and space is in one way or another an illusion, and one moment when you make these decisions to alter your life, shifts are happening so spontaneously in the unseen world, and for it to descend into the physical world, it just requires a little bit more patience. And unfortunately, it's not like Amazon Prime or one day delivery. It doesn't come immediately. However, when with a little bit of patience and you pour a little bit more trust into the divine, can you live your life with full knowledge and knowing that it's already happening? So when every day, our reality is made up by little choices, by each step that we take moving forward towards our destiny. And as these choices are having massive impact, so you allow, what if you were to just sit back as if you were the CEO of your own company? So a CEO of your life right now, and you know that you can delegate these tasks, right? You've submitted your requests up to whoever's doing the task. So you submit your requests up to your guardian angels and guidance spirit, to God, to the universe, to whatever figure you want to label or call it, but to the divine. I call it to the divine. And you just sit back with your leg up, knowing that it's gonna happen full well, as long as you just live in within that energy, right? So what if you can let your guard down so that you can feel the fullness of the present moment? So as you submitted that request up to the divine, now you just enjoy the fullness of this moment, that and live in a way that it's already happening. Like whatever you've wanted, it's happening right now. So we're kind of diving in a little bit about your law of attractions here. And I'll emphasize this again. You are where you need to be. The impatience that may be coming through from wanting things to happen right now, here and now, I think there's a good chance right now where we can just be a little curious around the impatience and where is it exactly coming from. Is it coming from a fear of not, like, it's not validating a part that's that it wants that, or is there like a desire for safety and security? And we're asking is just to flow with more ease, child. Flow with more ease, my child. And you don't have to fret about when it'll happen, because it will happen when you're in alignment to what it is that you're seeking. So become that which you seek, as what you seek is seeking you. Bam. The earth is shifting, tectonic plates are moving, and they're constantly shifting. So they move at snail-like speed. And today we're talking about pentacles. Pentacles are like earth energy. They're, with the sun and Taurus too, we're all talking about like really like grounded, like earth material, right in the moment type of energy. And it moves slowly, like it moves like super slowly, but no one doubts that the planet is shifting. And it's the same with you. It's the same for you. It's the same for me. We're weaving magic with each breath that we take. I'll repeat that. We are weaving magic with each breath that we're taking. So have a little bit more faith in what you've accomplished, and trust in the divine for weaving in the rest. Live more in the vibrations of your highest timeline. Meaning, here's a chance to bring that version of you when you've accomplished it all, when you have everything that you could ever possibly desire. And what does it feel like when you're on top of the world? Live like that every single breath. Live, you're on top of the 959 on my clock right now. Meticulously working on your craft. There's a project, like I mentioned, that you've been working on. How can you add another 5 minutes just to focus on your craft? How can you devote a little bit more of yourself to your art, right? You've prepped and prepared for this project for so long, and for divine timing, the right time is the time when you're ready to proceed too. So the doubt of your skills and your abilities, take a moment to just really understand where they're all coming from. And you are not expected to create an entire empire. Maybe that is the goal. Maybe it's not. But you're not expected to do it. Nobody's expecting you to create an entire empire today. What you can do is just take one step at a time. 5 minutes of your craft today, another 5 minutes a little later. Whenever you can, just add more 5 minutes to 10 minutes to an hour of just dedicating to what it is that brings you joy. And anxiety may bubble up to the surface at times, so hold space for your anxiety to present itself. When I feel anxious, or when I feel a certain level of heaviness within my body and certain part of my body, I take a moment to close my eyes and I just observe where that feeling or where that sensation of heaviness is landing within my body, within my field, and I talk to it. So if I have a sensation within my heart field, for example, then I would be like, all right, I feel a heaviness around my heart center right now. What are the emotions that are coming up? And trust the words that are coming through. Anxiety. All right. I feel heaviness in my chest and anxiety is there. So now I acknowledge that, all right, I'm currently feeling anxiety within my chest area, within my heart space. And I see you and I feel you, that you are safe. So I'm talking to my heart space here. You're safe to feel anxiety. I am safe to feel my anxiety in all its fullness. I am in a safe container. I will feel and I will witness all of it. All parts of this anxiety can show up in this moment right now. I am safe. I am secure. I am protected. And when I acknowledge my emotions, or when I acknowledge the reality of how physical it feels, right? The reality of how this emotion is landed within my body, what I actually notice happening in it is that it actually starts to, like, all right, yay, I'm acknowledged now. Now I can go move on. I can go do something else. It'll actually start to dissipate. So that's what I've noticed with my body. I'm curious to know if if other people have experienced something like that too, or if you have different techniques. Would love to learn more. So when I do that and I just let it, after letting it flows like as if like water is falling between your fingers. And then after I'm able to just allow it to flow through my fingers, I recognize, acknowledge, and now it's passing through. I I'm able to approach things with a little bit more clarity, and I'm able to have more confidence in moving forward when I am peace embodied. So let's go back to our craft and our art here. It's time to pour more energy and focus into what intrigues you, what you love and want to birth into this physical plane. You're going through massive shifts. No doubt about it this week. I think we're going to see a lot of that coming up this week. And this is the time to continue to think in alignment to your wish, your relationships too. We talked about this yesterday. Our relationships with our desires. Are our thoughts and actions aligned into our desire? We want love, but then we're so against like letting anybody into our life. We want more money, but I have to I want more money, but then our thoughts are like, oh, money's so hard to get. It's like, what is our relationships with the items and their dreams and our desires, the desires that we have? And it's time to focus on how can we align our thoughts, our behaviors, our emotions to our desires. And there's also a message here of don't be so hard on yourself for things to be so perfect, because you are perfect the way that you are. That part of this whole journey too is learning, right? Part of this journey is about growth. So is that when each step that you're taking, you're gonna learn something different. Maybe today, you find that this one method works, but tomorrow you're like, oh, that I don't feel aligned to that method anymore, and that's okay. That's part of the process. The same with I'm doing tarot cards of the day right now. This is day 3 of tarot card of the day, and I'm gonna feel into how this is co-created. And there may be a time later on in the week where I'm like, actually, this isn't quite working out the way that I imagine it to be. And I can make a change. You have every right to change your mind. I think that it comes down to that. You have every right to change your mind. If something doesn't work out the way that you had originally expected it to be, you can try again. You can choose to try again, or you can choose to change it. Again, for me, there's this huge emphasis that's coming through again on you are where you need to be. And you, my friend, are a being with great plans unfolded. A being in human flesh, a divine, eternal, sovereign being in human flesh. So how can you be more of the world but not in all the activities that are draining your energy? And then here's a beautiful message coming through. Yes. All this message is beautiful. Here is tune it in so I can get it more clearly. As a child of the stars, you are the divine in human flesh, experiencing the mysteries of this earth. How can you invite more fullness and wholeness that this world has to offer? How can you compassionately detach from things that no longer resonates for your highest good? Yeah. And you are not alone. You are not alone. You are not alone. You have a whole team in the unseen world who is ready to support your making of heaven on earth. I feel today is interesting because I feel yay, I have so many things I want to work on, my dreams, my craft. At the same time, it's like, oh my goodness, there's so many people who want my attention, and I can't get a minute for myself. So there is definitely this balancing act that's happening between wanting to move forward but having to hold back. Things are moving too quickly, but how do I balance this so I can, really be meticulous within my foundation? Because I think a foundation keeps coming up today. Is I feel like I personally believe that foundation is very important. Is when a foundation is solid, when your root structure is solid, when you feel safe, when you feel secure, when you have a space to allow your creativity, when you are in a space where mentally, emotionally, spiritually, owning your power, your heart, like all of these basic, almost like basic human rights, all right, that then you can build anything on top. Then you can create. So it's just like a tree, right? When the roots of the trees are grounded, it's rooted in the earth, it's strong, it's sturdy, it trusts itself, and it can grow into a magnificent tree, you know, that's created not only the height, the width of it, and can reach towards the stars. And the same thing with our own foundation, like a house too. And that's another example that's coming up right now. It's like a house. You know, when the foundation of a house is strong and sturdy, you can build an amazing structure on it. When the different part is created with integrity. Oh yes, integrity, and intentionality and conscious effort. And it's like all of these things that you're building a legacy. That's, yes, you're building a legacy. So there's definitely an effort, like you, even if you want to move so quickly, and 10:10 on my clock right now, when you move so quickly moving forward, it can be a little may not be serving your highest good. So it's like always a good opportunity to kind of just check in with yourself, just to see whatever that's presented. There's so many millions of opportunities. Should I just take it all? You know, be very intentional. So right, so much magic in the air right now. I feel the coming days I'm gonna be working with the different elements. The elementals are definitely coming together right now to support this great unfolding. And I truly am, you know, my heart goes out to everyone right now of how challenging these duality of emotions and energies are happening in our field. And I'm also very excited for us. I'm also very happy for us. I'm also grieving too. Personally I am grieving through. There's a lot of shedding that's happening around my relationships and all 360 degrees. And I think what I'm most excited about would have to be connecting with my soul family on my highest timeline. Like I'm truly am very much excited to meet all the people who are gonna be here in the physical, or like I know I'm gonna be physically meeting my soul family. Oh, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for choosing you every single day. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I truly, 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 truly appreciate your presence, and I love you so much. Until next time, the light in me sees the light within you. We are one, and I love you. Have a good day, you guys, or a good evening, wherever you are at. I hope you have a great day, a great night. I'll talk to you soon.